All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome or thanks for joining us after lunch. It's exciting to talk about receiving payments and credit cards and all the things that EBizCharge is going to bring to the table. Matt from EBizCharge is joining us today to talk through what their solution provides. We've used them for a good number of years now as our main go-to when it comes to processing payments through credit cards, ACH, whatever that is. And really the feedback's been so positive over the years that we just continue to get the word out because they just have done a great job with our clients. So with that said, Matt, thanks for joining us today, and go ahead and take her away.
All right, will do. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the kind words. So yes, hello everyone. My name is Matt Rogers. We're going to be discussing our solution EBizCharge today and kind of walking you through how it interacts with Sage and what benefits and features and all that fun stuff you'd be able to take advantage of. So the agenda, we're going to kind of go give you a quick background on who we are as a company. We're going to talk through, again, the solution itself for Sage 100, get you an overview and then ultimately contact information should you want to reach out and take the next steps. So our company has been around since 2004, and the formal name for our company is actually Century Business Solutions. So Century Business Solutions is a payment processing company, so a credit card processing company. And EBizCharge is our flagship product. So currently today, Century Business Solutions as a processor is currently processing over $10 billion a year. We've got over 100 different software application and integrations that we are currently maintaining and managing today. So been in business over 18 years. And on the EBizCharge platform specifically, we've got over 200,000 users across our portfolio of customers. So we've been doing this a long time. We've been mentioned in several different media publications, Entrepreneur, Forbes, Huffington Post, etc. We've got a lot of different awards that we have won in our space. Ultimately, I'll direct you to our website here at the end if you'd like to do some more homework on us. But we are a husband and wife started and operated team. Same husband and wife that created the company back in 2004 are still running it today. We are physically located in Irvine, California. About 95% of our staff resides there, including all development and support. The in-house support development piece is a keystone for us. That way we can kind of manage the solution from end to end and not rely on any third-party products or vendors when it comes to our solutions. So that typically results in a really good customer experience. It's a true kind of all-in-one, end-to-end experience. There's not anyone else involved other than us, from the payment processing to the payment gateway to the software integration to the functionality inside of Sage of the features. It's all kind of hosted and managed by the same people. So it makes customer support and getting things answered and things like that very, very easy. So today we're going to be talking about EBizCharge for Sage 100. So first we'll kind of discuss the core functionalities that exist inside the application, Sage 100 itself, and then we'll talk about some of the extra cool things that the system has kind of added over the last several years that make accepting payments even easier. So first and foremost, EBizCharge is an application that we install into Sage that integrates to the native Sage code. So we use the native Sage screens for our application to work and operate. And really, no matter where you want to take payments, whether that's prepayments, payments on account, payments on sales orders, on invoices, or on multitudes of invoices, maybe through cash receipts entry, EBizCharge lives everywhere and allows you pretty much to do whatever you want to do, wherever you want to do it. There are typical workflows that most companies have, whether they, take a deposit on an order and fulfill and take payment, after customers have been invoiced. Another common practice is, doing pre-authorizations at the sales order level, and then ultimately capturing those authorizations as those invoices get posted, via updating your journal, right? Those are all kind of common workflows that a lot of our customers use today. And the benefit of using the EBizCharge program is that it keeps you centralized, right? So you don't need to leave Sage to go somewhere else, run a payment, then come back into Sage and manually apply that payment, whether you do it right then and there or after you've been paid. EBizCharge is going to run that payment directly inside of Sage on whatever you're actually wanting to run that payment on, and it's going to reflect immediately. So it's going to apply that payment right away to that order, to that invoice, or to all those invoices, whatever you're paying off, automatically for you. So again, it's going to bypass the need for you to leave the program. It's also going to bypass the need for you to manually apply any payments, which certainly saves a lot of time. It also prevents, as I'm sure you all are aware, a lot of issues from happening, from miskeying things or not applying things properly. There's certainly a lot of time savings and advantages that gives you. So in addition to the core features and functionality, especially over the last couple years with people not necessarily being in the office to take those phone calls or run payments, there has been 3 features that have become increasingly popular for a variety of reasons. The first one we're going to talk about is email pay, right? So in our consumer lives, email pay is kind of common now. If your electrician comes to the house, or your cable bill comes up, or your cell phone bill comes up, right? Those are easy ways, or those companies have made it really easy for you to pay them, right? They usually just kind of, hey, go on my website and pay there, or here's a link, you can click on that link and pay, right? So we have adopted that same technology into our Sage integration. So whether you're trying to get paid on a sales order, or you just simply want a pre-authorization on that sales order, or if you want to get paid on an invoice, we have an email pay tool that, with the click of a button, will automatically send the customer out an email request for them to pay, again, whatever you're requesting them to pay. Once they click on that link that they get via email, a web form will pop up requesting they enter either their credit card information or their bank account, however they're choosing to pay, and you have options on how you can control that. Once they've made the payment, you then get a notification that lets you know that that customer has made a payment. And then typically, as kind of an end-of-day practice, there's another button that you'll press that will import all the payments that have been made via email pay that day. So it's going to import all those payments and create all the entries for you. So again, it's going to apply all those payments for you so that you don't have to mess with it. You don't have to do it. It's all automated, happens, and done. So you don't have to touch it, right? So this is a great, easy way for you to put that payment process on your customer, which provides really a couple great things for you. First and foremost, from a security standpoint, this is certainly the best, most PCI compliant way of doing things, right? By sending the customer an email pay request, you are offloading the transmission of credit card data, which is the transmission being you getting that information one way or another, whether it's phone, through email, or through fax, or however you're doing it now. This is going to completely eliminate the transmission aspect of things, which again, from a PCI compliance standpoint, is really important. Also, it's going to store that payment method. So our EBizCharge for Sage 100 solution uses a storage technique called tokenization, meaning it will store a reference coin of that credit card in Sage for use and for reuse, but it doesn't store the actual real credit card information in Sage. It stores it off-site in our cloud-based gateway, which we host, where it's encrypted. So there is zero liability for that cardholder data on you or on your system, right? So it's kind of the best of all worlds. Doesn't store the card data inside Sage, yet you have access to be able to, recharge or, charge it, now or later. And it also can eliminate the transmission of credit card data. Again, you getting it over the phone or email or fax or in person or however you're getting it, which is a great thing. Now, email pay is specifically designed for kind of individual transactions on a single order or on a single invoice. But what if you have a customer that wants to pay 10 invoices? Right? Email pay may not be the best option because you don't want to send the customer 10 emails to pay 10 invoices. So for those customers, we have a branded customer payment portal. So this customer payment portal is a site that we host for you where your customers will be able to log in and they can self-register. So this is not something that you have to maintain or that you have to deal with. This is all done and created and operated by us for you. So it's branded specifically for you. You have your own URL. So customers will be able to log in here and they'll be able to view all of their outstanding invoices, including past invoices that they have already paid. So it's really a great self-service tool, not only for people paying invoices, but also for researching previous transactions, kind of filtering those phone calls that generally would go into your accounting or customer service team so that the customer can kind of service themselves on the customer payment portal. So in the portal, again, they can view past invoices they've paid. They can view current ones they haven't paid yet. There are even automatic reminders that you can set up that will remind the customer when their invoices are due or past due. And they can go on here, and if they've got 100 invoices they want to pay off, they can make they can literally make a payment that will cover all 100 invoices in one shot. And as they make those payments, the same thing happens. You'll get notified, and with the click of a button, you'll be able to import all those payments that are made in the customer portal into Sage, and they will automatically apply to each and every invoice that was paid off that day. So bypassing the need, again, for you to run the card or for you to apply the payments. It's all kind of done in one big, fail swoop. And again, not just credit card payments, but you can also receive e-check, ACH payments through this portal as well. So again, the difference between email pay and the customer payment portal would really be the fact that with the customer payment portal, your customer is logging in to then view, multitudes and history, whereas email pay is kind of a quick and done. Shoot them an email. There's no login required. They can click on the link, make a payment, and they're done, right? So two different options there. And then the third option is really just a kind of a security feature, and it's called request payment method. So request payment method is, maybe you don't want the customer to have to do an email pay yet because you're not ready to get paid, or they're not ready to pay you. But you do want to get a card or a bank account on file and have it be validated before you go and do something for them, whether that means sourcing product or manufacturing something or starting or scheduling a service. And so we have another tool called Request Payment Method that will, with the click of a button, shoot out a one-time secure link so that the customer can then enter their info on their side. It will tokenize that info and pull it back into that customer database so that you then will have a stored payment method available for use whenever you do in fact want to run it. Again, this is a great tool, a very PCI compliant tool way of obtaining customer information without having to put yourselves at any kind of risk or liability of any kind. All right, so those are those main three features that, especially over the last couple years, the pandemic, have really been successful for us because it's, again, gotten away from we're in our office, we need to make phone calls to do collections, to here, Mr. Customer, here's all the tools that you would ever need to pay us, and we can even set up reminders to remind you that you owe us money, right? So it's been really good. So in addition to the card not present stuff, and that's kind of what we've mainly talked about so far, is the card not present payments, we also have the ability to have integrated card present payments happen. So if you have people that are physically coming into your office, your location, your building, your will call, and they're wanting to pick up product or wanting to pay for product in person, we have chip readers, terminals that you can purchase from us that also integrate to Sage. So directly from that order, directly from that invoice, whatever you're creating for your customer, there will be an option called EMV payment. And when you click that button, it will automatically illuminate one of the devices that you see on your screen here, requesting the customer to either dip, tap, run their chip, do the Apple Pay. It can do all the stuff. Once that payment is done, that payment automatically imports to that order or that invoice, marks it as paid, you're done. That way, you're taking advantage of the the cost benefits of doing card present transactions, and more importantly, taking advantage of the security and the additional liability shift that you get for doing card present transactions. Most people think that the sole purpose of card present transactions is lower rates or cheaper credit card fees, and it's true to a kind of small extent, a very small extent. But realistically, the large benefit that you are getting from doing a card present transaction is you are creating a liability shift. If you take a card in person and you read that chip, you are no longer responsible for any fraudulent activity on that credit card, meaning the customer cannot dispute or charge back a transaction to you and claim fraud. They cannot say, that wasn't me, I didn't make that purchase. If they do, they take it up between them and their bank. You are not responsible for that transaction. That money is not at risk for you. So it's a great thing to have if you do those card present type transactions with to have an integrated chip device. Mobile payments. Here at EBizCharge, we also have a mobile app, which you can find on both the Android and Apple marketplaces. And with this app, this mobile pay, you can probably see where I'm going here. You would be able to take payments in the field that will also end up integrating to your Sage system. So if you have people that are in the field, you have orders or invoices that are in Sage that are existing, our mobile application will be able to read those orders, and you can accept those payments directly through our app, and those payments will then reroute back to Sage, again, eliminating the need for the accounting team or the customer service team to take those payments over the phone or however they're going to do it. It can happen right there in front of the customer, all through our mobile app. So it's kind of one seamless experience. Right, so the mobile pay options are there as well. And we do have chip readers that connect to the mobile applications here that you can use as well if you want that card present experience on the go also. So that's pretty much all I have for everybody from a functionality standpoint. What we would prefer more so than anything else is to actually do individual customized demos for everybody so they can get on the phone with someone like myself and one of our support representatives so we can walk through a live demo of how these things work in real time so you can see how everything is working, ask questions. That's always the preference. We didn't obviously have time to do that today with only having a half hour, but would encourage all of you to go check out our website, EBizCharge.com, where you can see all the different solutions we have, videos of the solutions working. A lot of questions can get answered there. But yeah, that's pretty much is going to wrap it up. This is my contact info. You can see there on your screen. I've been with Century Business Solutions and EBizCharge for almost 10 years, 9.5 plus years. So I've kind of seen us come from about a 30 employee operation to about 130, which is where we're at now. And it really has been truly amazing, and working with partners like DWD has just been fantastic. So here's my contact info for those of you looking to get in touch with me. And that's really all I have. We can certainly open it up for questions if anyone does have any questions, and kind of go from there. Sherry?
Thank you, Matt. All great information. If anybody does have questions, we've got some time right now to answer them. If you have a question, in the GoToWebinar tool, there's a little picture of a hand. You can raise your hand and we can unmute your line and you can ask your question verbally. Or if you just want to type it into the chat box, you can do that as well, and I'll go ahead and read your question. So we'll give a couple minutes here for anybody that would like to ask a question. While we're waiting, we have recorded this webinar, and we'll go ahead and send the recording to everybody that has registered for the webinar. And then I'll copy Matt on the email, and if you have additional questions or would like to, if you're interested in a more in-depth demo, we can get that set up too. So it looks like Mary has a question. I'm going to go ahead and unmute your line, Mary. Hey, you are unmuted.
Okay, well, my question, hi, Matt, this is Mary Zener from IDS Blast.
Mary.
My question is, when you talk about importing the files back into Sage, can that be automated to where somebody doesn't have to actually click it to bring it back in?
So the answer is yes. There are scripts and automations that can be triggered like through Windows and other applications that can automate that. So yes, there are things that can be done to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else have a question? I'll give it one more minute here. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us this afternoon. And thank you, Matt, for providing all of this information to our Sage 100 clients. And I will send an email out to everyone with the recording of the webinar.
All righty. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.